It's happening, yes, and it's a fact. Obviously, first, what we understand is that the United States will try to resolve the situation our country is going through politically. The long-awaited time will come for Brazilians to find a solution. For this evil broadcaster, which has been destroying homes and helping our country lose its freedom completely. It's already lost. It's already lost. That's obvious. Only their side can express themselves in the most absurd and voracious ways. The press is watching. I'll show you here, because things have escalated, right? The husband of that Marcia Tiberi released a criminal with 86 prior offenses. The Catholic Church, through Frei Gilson and Bishop Adair, has been calling and drawing the attention of the world press. The Guardian shared the live streams and showed the whole world what Frei Gilson has been doing. I'll show everything here. Guys, there's a barrier between them. It truly was a battle between good and evil. I'll show you everything. Smash that like button. Come be part of our family by subscribing to the channel. There's a product available to help us out. It gets a lot harder. Read Globo television network, right? Brazil's open television network has been the biggest accomplice and supporter of the Lula Morais regime, spreading distorted news, covering up reports of corruption, and Lula's alliances with terrorism. The expectation is that the network will face sanctions. The one reporting this is the Santiago Daily News Portal, an international outlet that follows, reports, and narrates everything that has been happening here in Brazil. That is the role of these nefarious people, to cover up the atrocities. Imagine if right-wing media didn't exist today. What would our country be like? You don't have to put me in that situation, but imagine if it weren't for example, Lacomb's timeline, Alan's Max's over there in the United States. Paulo Figueiredo with his live streams, right? The whole group of, we can say, right, the influence he has. If it weren't for Weste magazine, if it weren't for many very famous journalists out there, independent journalists, trained journalists, to show and bring all this truth to the people. If it weren't for Barbara, if it weren't for Lisboa, if it weren't for many other great influencers who are here, we would have already been dominated. Oh. Bolsonaro showed us that. That in order for us to take care of what is most important to us, what is most valuable, we can't stay in our comfort zone. Let me tell you a story first. Hercules, my boy. The other day, I was coming back from my rosary prayer. I was putting away my crucifix, my rosary. Hercules. He had just gotten home from school, right? He came up to me and said, "Daddy, Daddy, you won't believe what happened." My Portuguese book, it was written by Alexandra de Moraes' sister. It was Alexandra de Moraes' sister who wrote my Portuguese book. What do I do now, Dad? Look at the generation we're raising, the one we're teaching. I said, "What do you mean, son?" "It's because it's written there," he said the author's name. But the last name was Moraes. He thought that, since the last name was the same as Alexandra de Moraes, she was Alexandra de Moraes' sister. He was desperate and no longer wanted to read or know about the book. At the end of the year, I learned what he told me just days ago. And Portuguese was a subject he was doing really badly in. He was doing really badly. Look at how a child's mind works. It took him almost the whole year to tell me that. Because the name Moraes was there. Look at what it is. It's our job here. So you don't say I'm lying, I'll open it here. Here. Look, look. Elodie Nunes Moraes. Elodie Nunes Moraes. Then he thought she was Alexandra de Moraes' sister, and he was doing really badly in Portuguese. Then I went to talk to him and he said, "No, Dad, she's related. She's Alexandra de Moraes' sister." Do you understand how important it is to talk to your children? Oh, I talk to him a lot, but this one slipped by him. And now I just found out. We're working so he can make up his grades. It's very important. We're raising a generation that will, make us very, very proud. Your grandson, your son, your nephew will make you very proud. But it depends on us. I saw it because he talked to me. He just appears out of nowhere. That's the clear proof that we're on the right path. Because we wouldn't want to see this here, right? No way. The court censored a report about the judge who released the criminal with 86 priors. The Rio de Janeiro court ordered the Antagonista portal to take down the report they had posted. Ordered to take it down. The court ordered it to be taken down. Who is Judge Rubens Roberto Rebelo Cesara? This one, husband of Marcia Tiberi. The guy released 86 records. Who is Marcia Tiberi? That candidate for governor of Rio de Janeiro, who said there's a logic to robbery. Robbery has a logic. The robber, poor thing, follows it. The judge argued to the court that the report was offensive to his honor. Hold on, offensive? According to the police, the guy he released, Patrick, had 86 police records. He ended up being convicted on August 4th. A few days later, he was arrested again in the act and accused of another theft. Marcia, the wife of the judge and former candidate for the government of the state of Rio de Janeiro, has already declared herself pro-robbery. She is a person who is pro-robbery. Do you understand how serious the situation in the world is? The gravity of things. And then people with a lot of courage, like Frei Gilson. It was news in The Guardian, one of the biggest newspapers in the world. The Catholic Church reinvents itself in Brazil, according to The Guardian. The renowned British newspaper, The Guardian, published a report highlighting Brazil as a testing ground for religious influencers, such as the phenomenon of Frei Gilson. As one of the main examples of this new wave of digital Catholicism, the article explores how the Catholic Church is adapting and reinventing itself in the online environment, attracting an ever-growing audience. It's working, my friends. Adair has been warning the people. Globo doesn't want this to reach our families, our children. They don't want them to think. They want them to think that Inacio and Moraes are the best people in the world. Look, Adair.
We are surrounded by indecent images, horrible, immoral music. Brazil has become a musical trash heap. Songs that are worthless, that only enslave women, treat women as objects of pleasure, treat sex as just a pastime. Shows that mock purity in families. A family that watches Rede Globo or other mainstream media channels won't find anything pure.
Nothing.
You'll just see impurity. How can a global soap opera help? Nothing. It helps take you to hell because it's good for nothing. That's why we have to turn off those TVs for good, because they don't bring peace to the heart of anyone who wants to be holy. But the soul that loves Our Lady does not conform to this rotten world, because it knows impurity destroys the soul, the family and society.
Are you observing? That's why they try to destroy us, to wipe us out in every possible way. The message is getting through no matter how much they try to make you believe that we are the minority. It's a lie. It's getting through. What we're going through is a turning point. I don't like to talk about this system, but the real cancer of Brazil is this nefarious television station. It separates us from our children, separates us from our family, separates us from our religion, whether you're Catholic, evangelical, or from other religions as well. Those who seek God seek Christ, right? They try to push them away. It's divide and conquer, divide and conquer. The world faces a dangerous period. We really have to show that they won't be able to dominate us at all. They won't succeed. They try, but they won't succeed. Brave people are taking the lead to show, to make a difference, okay? And I believe Globo will be. Sooner or later, it will pay for all these crimes it committed, for all these illegal acts, for supporting the regime. It will still pay. That's a fact, okay? She's in the crosshairs. You can be sure she's in Trump's crosshairs, she's in the United States crosshairs. International media and websites are already showing this. Please share this video on WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, and like it. Join our family.